Hello and welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Fara Sax. My guests today are Executive Director from the Ronald McDonald House Charities, Soraya Rivera Moya, and Senior Operations Manager Eddy Alvarez from Sunshine Gasoline. How do these two things go together? We'll find out. Thank you both for coming, and it's such a pleasure to have you back with us with Ronald McDonald. Anything to support the house, I'm all in.
Oh, thank you, Farah, for having us.
And
Yes.
Eddy,
Thank
and
you very
Eddy
much
is
for having
all
us.
in too, right?
I am indeed. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you for promoting us as well as you do. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, and it's my pleasure. So how does gasoline, children, how does this all come together? And Soraya's she's like a little Cheshire cat. She just smiles.
Yeah, oh my God, this is an incredible partnership, Farah. I have to say that we really want to share with everybody in our city. I would say a couple years ago, I had an opportunity of seeing a gas pump in another Ronald McDonald House chapter, all branded, all wrapped up with Ronald McDonald House information. So I said, one day we'll do that here. I think that one day. So, a couple years passed, I kept the paper. And
Did you know your subconscious mind was working on it?
Yes, for years.
So you were really creating this vision in your mind to make it really a reality. For the
I really
community.
wanted that to happen. I really, not only, the fact, but I wanted to spread the word about the charity. So we needed to find the perfect partner for that. And so, I kept on asking our board members, does anybody know somebody that owns gas stations? And it finally did, after asking several times. Because, when you ask somebody for the first time, it takes time to digest that information or, think about their connection. So I finally did. And then we were able to reach out to the Alvarez family and Sunshine. And then we can continue the story, but that's how it started.
Why did you want to jump on board and be part of this partnership to raise? I mean, it's to raise money. It's a capital campaign of $25 million that you have to raise for the Ronald McDonald House. Why would you want to jump on? How did you tell your family? How did Soraya reach out to you?
Well, as you know, Soraya is quite a force inside the Ronald McDonald House
No.
Charities. So basically, like Soraya here was saying, basically my father knew Leslie from the FSU Board of Trustees. So that's basically how we got in contact. And that's when I actually first met Soraya. We sat down, Sunshine Gasoline and Ronald McDonald House Charities. And she was explaining all the different things that they do, things that they're able to accomplish, everything that kind of goes behind the scenes and everything. And when we heard it, we said, we're all in. We're all in. We'll give you 100 dispensers. I don't know how many you thought we were,
I only wanted
partake.
one.
So you wanted only one pump, and you added 2 zeros after it.
That's Soraya. That's Soraya. What can I say?
Yeah.
So basically, so we said, listen, we're going to devote 100 dispensers from our locations. We have about 400 locations that we own and operate. So from there, we'll give you 100 dispensers. We're going to give you 100 different sites, and on those sites, 100 dispensers. So, we went back and forth and everything. That what they do really spoke to us. And Soraya was actually very gracious enough to invite me and my entire family to the house. And I think that's when, they talk about it, everything, what they do. I think that's what made it real to us. Because you can talk about it, but when you really see it, when you see the houses, the house that they have, the rooms that these children are in, the mothers, the fathers that are actually there helping these children when they're arguably the most vulnerable, when these families are most vulnerable, she made it very real to us. And from there on, I couldn't help but not be full in this charity.
And it's interesting because you have a family business, and your motto is keeping your family together. And the Ronald McDonald's message is just that motto of taking sick children and keeping them with their families during the time that, it doesn't matter how long the length of time of one needs to stay in a hospital, but the families stay together.
Correct. That's what we do on a daily basis. And as Eddy mentioned, the fact that they came over, we toured them, and actually they were able to see some of the families interacting with each other, having lunch or dinner or just being in an activity at the Ronald McDonald House, really, like he said, make it real. And, we could not be more grateful because, this started little by little. We started with a couple of pumps, but then it kept growing to the fact that we're in all these gas stations, Tri-County.
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 Correct.
Tri-County. That is a lot of mileage.
Correct. And the customers are able to, from every gas level, we get 1 cent from every gallon sold.
1 cent for every gallon. Maybe we can see, let's look at the pictures because we have some here to just show on the ground, happening live.
Yeah, we started last year. That was the unveiling in Doral. And then we invited a couple families, right?
Yeah.
So it started small.
Yeah, that was the first bomb.
Oh, there's Eddy. That looks like Eddy at Sunshine Gasoline Distributors. Is that, am I
That
on?
is indeed. Yeah, Sunshine Gasoline Distributors.
I read so well.
That's the headquarters.
Where are you
Okay.
located?
Correct.
Where are you located?
So we're actually located in Doral, Florida. That's our main headquarters.
Oh, very nice.
And those are, you know, since we started the promotion, you know, we have a specific hashtag that we use on social media, hashtag Sunshine for RMHC, RMHC. And people started, you know, they saw that on our social media and they started pumping gas. That's what we're doing. We tried to create the awareness. So these are actually some of our incredible followers. And as you can see, there's different gas pumps. So.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at the wrap, so it's really, you really know that it's the Ronald McDonald House Charities. It's benefiting with all the wrap that's going on. So how long does it take to wrap a pump?
We can actually do 3 pumps in a day.
Wow. And
Yeah.
probably when you first started, it was only like 1. So, right?
Yeah, it took us a little bit of you know-how, but when we got it, I mean, we ran a very smooth operation after that.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. And what's happening here?
So, since we started last year, we decided that now for the month of October, as you know, it's tax relief month in the state of Florida. So we decided that Sunshine decided that they wanted to give back to the community as well and actually award some of those incredible supporters that have been participating in the promotion since inception. So every Friday for the month of October, we're going to select actually 10 winners. So it's 40 winners for the entire month. We're going to give them $25 gift cards to put gas. So all they have to do is, you know, follow our social media page on Instagram, which is at RMHCSFL. Take a photo, post it, no story, post a photo on their feed, and just put Sunshine for RMHC, and we'll select 10 winners every week. So that's what we're doing.
Oh, what's happening here? I know that guy.
Right. So that's me in front of the dispenser. So for me personally, one of the things that I really like about this promotion is it's really getting Ronald McDonald House Charities out back into the open. Because I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with Ronald McDonald House Charities. Everyone has gone through a McDonald's drive-through and seen the little coin box under the cashier's window. So for me, having a huge dispenser, when somebody fills up for maybe a couple minutes, they can actually start reading these stories. And for me, I think that's a great PR, you know, attribute that we're actually doing, not just the monetary value that we're adding, but also the awareness for Ronald McDonald House Charities.
And, you know, Eddy, I know you have a very close-knit family. You work with your sisters and your father, and you're a father yourself. You have 2 children.
Correct.
And so what has that meant to you as a family? And do your kids understand what you're doing and the give back that your family is doing for the community? Because it's tremendous. It's not just a little undertaking. Let's put a little box here, and then, you know, if they want to donate. I mean, this is a major, major undertaking.
Yes. So we have kind of a family model, some principles that, you know, my parents raised me with, and hopefully I'll raise my kids the same way, where if you're blessed, you should be a blessing to others. It's basically something that has been instilled with us since birth, me, my older brother and older sister, and this is basically the way we've been raised and where we want to raise our family. Unfortunately, nowadays, there's been a little bit of a culture shift where maybe family isn't necessarily the most important thing in people's lives. Maybe career is, or job, or some personal goals or something that they want to accomplish. And then everything else will stem from that, where we've always been taught it's the other way around. A family should be that good foundation. Everything else should stem from that good family foundation, not the other way around. So that's one of the reasons why I also wanted to join Ronald McDonald House Charities, because keeping that family together, that foundation is crucial, and it's so vital. If you have, like I was saying, these families are arguably in their most vulnerable state. The kids are going through whatever circumstance they are. I myself couldn't imagine not being with my son or my daughter. And sometimes really that's all that's needed. It's a guardian. It's a mother. It's a daughter. It's a family member that may give that little extra push for that child to fight a little bit more, to overcome whatever he or she has. And so That's why our family, we base success not on possessions, money, whatever have you. It's basically how good is your family, and because money, all those things are temporary, but family is generational. My son could be teaching his grandson something I taught him, saying 4 generations down the line, remember to always be a blessing to others because you're blessed. For me, that's how we deem that we're successful.
Absolutely, and that's our legacy
Wonderful.
at the end. That's really, really heartfelt. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Soraya, you are a force to be reckoned with. I must tell you, girlfriend. I've known you for a long time. My connection to Ronald McDonald is very personal too. And when I brought my daughter back, and thank God she's well and healthy again, from another house, I got involved with Ronald McDonald. And I just see over the time when we met what you're doing for the community. 20 years with the Ronald McDonald House, and you serve as its executive director. How has this campaign shifted and changed what your work means to you? And how has it affected those that are benefiting from this? Moving into a new home, which is right down the street on the vicinity of the University of Miami base, and you can see the hospital right there. And you took me through, and I visioned everything you saw, and you just tell the story, and you really bring the community together. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you. No, I truly enjoy what I do.
I couldn't tell.
I truly enjoy what I do. 20 years have gone by very quickly. And then, the fact that we have to grow, that's going to be, I would say, not only me, but it's also, Eddy's a board member. This is going to be the legacy that we want to leave, in our city, that we want to help more families, that they need to come here for a reason. And the fact that, we don't want them to spend so much funds on things that are not important. Staying in a hotel is not relevant. We want them to stay with us. We want those families to be able to be together. And then just having this project, it's gonna be the most magnificent building on campus.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it as we're raising $25 million?
25 million,
for
but
the
we're
capital
halfway
campaign?
there.
So
we have raised 12.
And then you can get involved as well. Our
Correct.
audience is
Yes.
rmhcsouthflorida.org.
Correct.
And then you hit the events tab.
Yeah, on the events tab, you're able to see the information about the promotion going on with Sunshine. And then you can find the locations of those gas stations because, as you know, we're all over South Florida. So we want to make sure that you find your closest one to your home, to your work, on your way home, etc. But this project of the new house, it's been going on for a couple years. When I say a couple years, we're trying to find a location. As you know, in downtown Miami and at Jackson Memorial Hospital, it's very difficult to find land. But the Jackson Hospital and the Public Health Trust was very generous to find us a great location, which we didn't know it was available. It was just a green area.
A green space, and
a
it was
green space.
when I went to go visit it 6 months ago. It was a green space, and I was like, "Oh my, this is!" And you even had a vision of where the hedges should be in the front,
Yes.
and it was just
The landscaping, everything.
Tell
yeah.
us about that. How big will the project be?
So the house, right now currently we have 31 rooms. We're going to 54 rooms, and we're doubling the square footage to 63,000 square feet. 7 stories. All the rooms are going to be private, so the families are going to have their own privacy as well. And then the common areas that they'll be able to share, which is similar to what we currently have, but it's going to be more modern, more spacious. So we're going to have more families; they need more space. Offices, we're going to be able to hire more people, more staff. More volunteers will be able to come and do the things that they do on a normal basis. And it's going to be beautiful. I just can't wait to do groundbreaking, but it's going to take some time.
And how close are we to groundbreaking?
So right now we're at 50% of the funds raised. We have to go to 80%. So we have to raise $8 more million before we do that. We're hoping, as timeline goes by, that probably summer of next year, if everything goes well.
And what does it mean? What does it mean to the families that, when I was told about Ronald McDonald House, I thought I'd get a Happy Meal, and that would be the end. I didn't understand really the gravity of what I was going to deal with when I was in San Diego, and I was just amazed at just the love that was in the house there, and so. What is it that people experience knowing that they have a child that's ill, that they have they don't know what to do. They're afraid of letting go. And what has been some of your feedback over the years? Because you've dealt with so many families along the way, and you've had so many volunteers that give graciously, and the community getting involved as well.
So our slogan is called "The House That Love Built," right?
The house
That love built. That's our slogan, and it's truly it is. You know, from the moment that it opened up till today, I don't think anything has changed. When I say that the families receive the community support, is not only from the staff or the volunteers, but it's the support that they have one to each other, right? So a mom in room 101 and mom in room 103, they may have different scenarios or different situations, difficult situations that they have to deal with.
And they could
But
be
they
coming
give
from,
support each other.
but they give because they're going through something common, and they could be
Correct.
coming from
Oh.
anywhere in the world. I mean,
Anywhere in
it's
the world.
not just local people.
Exactly. No, it's not only local people. We help from Florida to other states to international. And the beauty of that, I mean, I'm just going to give you one example, is right now we have a family from Bulgaria. They don't speak English. They don't speak Spanish, of course. They speak their own language. And I don't know how they're able to communicate with other families. You know, it's just a language of love, a language of
The heart.
communication. Exactly. And they're able to just, you know, they have learned English, believe me. They have able to, you know, say a few words, but it's just incredible to see that. And then the support the other moms give to this mom, that the Bulgarian boy just had a heart transplant. I mean, he
Wow.
was in the hospital for a week. He came back to the Ronald McDonald House. He's already running and smiling. You know, it's quite a difference. So you're able to see those miracles at their own house. And that happens every single day.
And then the mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters of this child get to really bond because they're going through
Correct.
something similar. It's not just like I'm alone anymore. If I was at a hotel,
Yes, it's
you'd
not
be,
the same.
you go home and you have to deal with just yourself and your family. So there is so much support that the Ronald
Oh,
McDonald House
incredible.
Charities of South Florida does.
And our volunteers are exceptional. I mean, they do from, you know, collecting items to just giving their time for cooking, to organizing our areas, to just reading books to kids. I mean, there's so many things that volunteers can do.
What else
that-
can how else can the community get involved? We already talked about, you know, they can monetary donation to help build the new home.
Yes.
But how else can people get involved? What do you need this week? Because I know sometimes it's just
We have a wish list Wednesday.
Yes?
We always
Wish-
have that
It's
on our
Thursday
social
though.
media.
Sorry, but every day
Yeah.
is a wish list.
So, you know, we have a wish list of items that you could need at your house. We need it at ours. So cleaning products. Right now, I know we're doing a toy drive. The holidays are coming along. So we want to have toys for our kids at the house, different ages, different genders. So we're doing toy drives, wish list. People can also create their own fundraising page. You know, like for example, you know, when you do on Facebook for your birthday, people donate in honor of to you, to an organization. We have our own platform, so if you have your own birthday, you can create a fundraising page and raise funds for the charity. So we have a lot of people that do that. It's incredible. It's really people are gonna go with the gas pumps. Right now, that's the best way to support the charity.
How does it make you feel, Eddie, knowing that you're doing something really much bigger than yourself?
Well, obviously, it feels amazing. It feels really great because you can directly see a direct impact of what the money goes to. Like I said, when she took me to the house, everything was very real. It's that direct connection to something that I'm able to give to the Ronald McDonald House Charities, that I can just go to the house, see volunteers, see other people helping out, seeing that direct impact. That's obviously is, to me, what speaks volumes.
Perfect. And is there anything else you want to include that we haven't covered as of yet?
I mean, I really want to say this publicly, you know, thank you, Eddie, and your family. I mean, they have been incredible to us, to our families, and this promotion is the biggest and the most important that we've had in the history of our chapter. I have to be grateful for that, for allowing not only raising the funds, which are, of course are essential, but the awareness that this is creating is incredible.
And now that we've come out of COVID, and we talked about this off camera, that you really start focusing on the things that matter and the charities that are important,
Correct.
and where to put your donation. And Ronald McDonald House does incredible things across the board and touches so many lives and even touched your life and my life in completely different ways, but there's that connection, and I think that's the most important. How long does this promotion, this campaign go on for?
So it actually goes until December.
Actually,
So I
every year.
encourage everyone to get out there, fill up your car, and take some time out, obviously, to read what's on the dispenser. Those are testimonials from families, different things that are on there. I really encourage you to just, while you're filling up for 2 minutes, just take a read. That might just be what somebody needs to get motivated and either help out monetarily or volunteer. And like Soraya mentioned here, there's very many different ways that you can volunteer. So, look us up and, do, something that motivates you, please do.
Do people come in? Have you ever been there and they just say, "What are you doing? Like, tell me more about this and how you got involved." Do people question you, or the
yeah,
the
so
attendants?
sometimes, so obviously the first gas station that we did was obviously next to the Sunshine Gasoline headquarters. It's that Exxon that's right next to us. Basically,
In
we
Doral.
walked there in Doral. That's correct. So we're there pretty frequently, and there's many times where I see people just looking up, or I'm on the dispenser on the other side, filling up. Obviously, I'm going to fill up at that dispenser on the other side, and I see them reading, and they ask me some questions like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm very glad you asked. I'm just a random stranger. Don't worry about that. I'm, obviously I help do this wrapping. It's for Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can read this testimony here. This one really speaks to my heart. If you want to give this a read, and they actually do. And sometimes I see them just standing there reading, even when their car is done filling up. And when I see that happen, that obviously really, I don't know, that really touches me in a special way. I'm very glad to, again, be a part of this.
It's amazing. You never know whose life you're going to touch, but you're going to touch someone's life, and you're going to affect so many families. And this promotion, and thank your family, thank the Alvarez family for doing this for our community, and for you to have the strength and the energy and just the vision to, like, you typed it in the back of your brain and you said, I'm going to do something, and one turned into 100, turned into helping such a wonderful community of ours in South Miami, South Florida, and who knows how many other places in the world, in Bulgaria.
Exactly.
So I want to appreciate and thank you for joining me today, and I want to thank you for joining the Community Voice. So get out there, and you have to fill your tanks up anyway.
Exactly.
So RMHC, so Ronald McDonald House Charities of SouthFlorida.org. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for all
having
you
us.
do in the community. I'm Fara Sax, and this has been the Community